Hi there, how are you today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in internet land? This is Patty here, and I'd like to do a little bit of a series on some Communication 101. I know a lot of people have asked and often seek out advice on good communication skills because they're critical. Excuse me. Communication is relationships. Okay, and in order to build great relationships, you have to have good communication skills. You can have excellent communication skills with just learning a few things. So one of the key things that I really would like to discuss today, and then I think maybe I might do a couple of videos on just some of the key aspects of great communication skills. This is something I'm constantly working on. I've been learning everything I can over the years from great communicators, great speakers, the great orators, and there's a lot of really great information out there. But the thing is, it's not just to read it, but to live it and to apply it in everyday situations. Because when you come at bottom line, you can learn all the great communication skills in the world, but if it's not coming from your heart, they're going to believe that. They're going to, people, as some of us, as introverted as some of us are, we all know about that little iggly feeling you get when you meet somebody and there's just something that's not jiving. People know when someone's not being totally sincere. They may not know it immediately, but they get that feeling. So the more we practice, if you've got a true desire to be a great communicator, if you've got a true desire to want to connect with people, and you're authentic in that, then it'll be a lot easier. But for those that it comes they're a little introverted and it comes a little bit more difficult, these skills have to be worked on a little bit. But believe me, they do work, and they are learned, right? So, and it's just practice, 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 and then it gets to a point where it becomes a core value. And these are one of my core values, and I work at this all the time because I genuinely love people. I love to be around people. I love to meet people. My hobby is the introvert, extremely shy. And whenever we go somewhere, there's always an opportunity for me to make a comment to someone. When people can't just walk by me, I love making eye contact and just nodding my head and smiling at them. That's a great communication skill right there. You don't avert your eyes when you walk by somebody. People want to be, you know what you're doing too? You're acknowledging them. You're elevating them in a non-physical way. You're saying to them, when you look them in the eye and just kind of give a little nod, you don't have to engage in a conversation. Just, like that, good day. You're acknowledging to them that there's someone. And you have no idea what that one little thing can do for someone. I do. I've experienced it several times, and the feedback has been great. So communication is something that comes very easy to me. But it's one thing to be someone who just has a gift of gab and someone else who can really communicate. And I aspire to be a great communicator. So I'm always looking for great ways to communicate and to convey a message. So one of the things that I learned quickly was when you're delivering criticism. This is tricky because no one likes to be criticized. It makes us feel inferior. It makes us feel like we're not measuring up. But the mature person, or the person who has a willing heart to change, will know good criticism. They will know, and especially if you come at it with an honesty and an authentic heart, because when you convey that you really care about what the other person, you care about their growth, their personal growth, then they're going to feel that, and it makes it a little easier to digest or when receiving criticism. But criticism is very touchy. It's a skill that really we all should learn first, is how to give constructive criticism. It's a very useful tool, though, if you can deliver it properly and at the right time and in the right way. You can shape and change any behavior, and also at the same time encourage personal growth. So One of the greatest secrets to giving criticism is being indirect. Okay, so you don't come right out and say to someone, "Oh, that's lousy. What a terrible job." Da, 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 da. I mean, that's immediately puts up the defenses, right? But you dress it up. You you do it in such a way that the receiver realizes the mistake on his or her own terms. Okay, you got to camouflage the criticism in such a way that the people will discover what needs to be corrected and how, when they change their behavior, you deliver it in such a way so that they'll see how it needs to be corrected, and then they'll do that little shift themselves, and they'll see that how it benefits themselves, in a long way. I hope I communicated that clearly, but it's delivering it in such a way that the individual goes, "Oh yeah, I see that," or you know what I mean, like, so it's not like you're directly pointing it out. That's a finesse, in order to camouflage that. And I'm going to see if maybe I can think of a couple of scenarios, because I deal with this on a daily basis too. But one of the things that I work with a manager who is terrible with this. Okay, they criticize a person in front of everybody, and that's not a good thing. Okay, you do not criticize someone in front of anyone else, or you don't criticize someone and give them an ultimatum either. Those are, I mean, those are the sure failures. Okay, you've not only defeated your own purpose, you've also succeeded in making that other human being feel less than themselves, and that's not what you want to do. When you're criticizing someone, you want to keep your nonverbal expressions to a minimum. You want to ensure to have a positive facial expression, right? So, you know, have the arching eyebrows. You know, you keep your eyebrows raised and you talk in such a way, but not like a but it's more of a, you know, like, I know I'm probably looking foolish doing this, but it really does make a difference when you raise your eyebrows. But some people can raise their eyebrows in a, you know, like a mocking sort of way. But it's a practice. Practice in the mirror. Okay, if there's someone that you need to talk to and you need to address and maybe criticize, look at yourself in the mirror and practice with some of the facial expressions and just talk to yourself. And but at the same time, this is something I have to work on because I have a very loud, boisterous voice. I've had a loud, boisterous voice most of my life. I had ear problems when I was a child. Not that I'm using that as an excuse, but because I had difficulty hearing, I spoke louder for some reason. I didn't realize, and a lot of times I still don't realize when my voice is booming. But I work on that. I'm very conscious of that. And I try to overcompensate with pleasant facial expressions. So I've been called the female Jim Carrey, but when you get to know me, you'll probably realize that. But yeah, just soften your voice. Be directly in front of the individual. Raise your eyebrows. Camouflage your words. You know, be indirect. Don't criticize them in front of anyone. Take them aside. Go for a coffee. Do whatever. Use your padded words. You know, soften your criticism with words like I feel, I think, and maybe you should try something along this line or something like that. So softening this helps reduce any exaggeration of the problem. Okay, so I hope that helps. And stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about some other communication tips that I've learned along the way, and I continuously try to improve upon daily. So I think the next video I'm going to talk about the secret to delivering the right kind of praise, or to deliver praise in such a way that doesn't make you look like a raving silly or insincere. Okay, have a great day. Make it count.